John, it's really nice to see you again. And I just wanted to congratulate you. You know, every year we conduct an annual survey about our global network to understand things like the quality of service, the sense of family and teamwork, and value to clients. Well, on our last survey, members from all around the world noted that you were a great team member to work with on global teams. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about that and get your perspectives. But first, tell us a little about your background, where you're based and what you do.
Hi, Ronnie. Thanks for that. So I'm a partner in Malta in Europe. I'm a lawyer by training, and I joined the firm, I think, 15 years ago. I've always worked in international tax, and I've been traveling around the network for the past, 10 years, meeting different people from the network. I'm married, 3 children, and 3 young kids, which means I'm at times quite tired, but it's part of the joys of growing up.
Nice. So, thinking about this accolade that came your way, tell us a little bit about your philosophy, how you approach working on a global team, helping clients with their most complex global tax issues.
I mean, so Malta's often brought in the picture through other members of the network. So we work a lot with the rest of the network. And I must admit, we tend to apply your international tax rules of the road. So basically how we should work with the network. And I remember you often said, treat the network like your best client. And that's what we try to do. I think that's what we do in Malta. I'm part of a good team, very ambitious team, a very driven team that seeks to be efficient, technical, and put the client at the center of it all, which is great. So with the network, I think it's mainly based on the fact I really believe that in order to be a strong network, we need to work together, go to market together, assist the client together, and actually trust each other. And that's the hard part, right? Because trust isn't, you don't get trust automatically. So we always try to make sure that whoever we work with feels that they can trust us. Although I do believe that kind of the KPMG network itself, KPMG, the brand, is a means of proof it determines quality, right? So automatically, if you are in the KPMG network, you would expect that there is quality already. So trust should be there already. But in reality, you only trust someone when you work with them. And so that's what we try to do, really. We try to ensure that any firm we work with, any client we work with, ends up trusting us. And as strange as it seems, I think there are a few fundamental pillars of trust. And you know that trust equation, right? And that's what we base ourselves on. We want to be reliable. We want people to really notice that we go the extra mile, that we will make ourselves available at most times. I think you're the same. In the US, I notice in the US partners are on calls at very strange times of the day. I've had calls when it's 4 a.m. in New York with a US partner joining. I work with the LA team with Matt McNeil, and he's on at 6 a.m. on calls on a regular basis. And I've had the pleasure of being on calls from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. with the tough questions coming at 3:30. Which is when I put my hands up in the air saying, sorry, I'm too tired. We are technical, and we try to give as holistic a picture as possible with our replies. We're thorough. A former KPMG US partner had once told me, you write too much. But we do try to tackle the angle from as many angles as possible to make sure that the client does not land themselves in something unexpected.
Well, and that's a good philosophy, right? Building trust, earning that trust that people know that you'll be there for them and go the extra mile. That really is a good philosophy. So John, if you had any tips, advice, words of wisdom for people either starting to work on global teams or perhaps already doing so, just given what you've shared about your philosophy, what would that advice be?
I think again builds on that trust equation, the self-interest side. So all things I mentioned are things which put the trust up. Self-interest will pull it down. So at times we need to dial down the self-interest. There'll always be self-interest. Obviously, I'll always want to get my point across. But we're in it together ultimately in the network. So we need to dial down our self-interest and act as one team. That's something which we try to do. We respect the fact that someone has gone out of their way to bring another office to the table. Obviously, it's difficult. So you need to dial down your self-interest and act together. And when it be, just communicate as much as possible with the other office, whatever comes your way.
Well, John, those are fine words of advice. So again, I want to congratulate you for being called out. I mean, I've known you for years and you are a fantastic team member, always putting the team first. So well done, and thank you for your words today.
Thank you, Rodney.